game just to get my fatty. And these lazy ain't got competition. It's me versus me, love Key Talk game.
Key Talk Society, check it out. Before the video gets started, I need y'all to like the video. You know what I'm talking about? You know I'm gonna come with the content every day, all day. You know what I'm talking about? They like the video for me. Take 2 seconds. Anyway, so the whole trial with Miss Fani Willis has been an extremely explosive case. Now, the reason I'm saying it's been extremely explosive, yes, you've had the prosecutors pretty much, well, the lawyers that are for Trump asking Miss Fani Willis questions about misconduct and a lot of questions about whether, you know, her and Nathan Wade did their thing, you know, talking about, which they both admitted that they have. However, Miss Fani Willis was there to let them know that they have lied on her and a whole lot of the details within the case, that within the paperwork, there's a lot of lies about her. So as she's on stand and they're saying stuff to her, and I'm going to play some clips in a little bit, and then I'm going to read y'all like just a full, you know, overview of everything that happened. She strikes back at him every time. Like, they'll say something like, hey, well, didn't you and Nathan Wade, weren't y'all at the condo? We weren't at a condo. You guys are lying on my name. Actually, I've got the paperwork where you lie. I'm talking about completely going off. You got to understand that Fani Willis is not inside of a criminal case or criminal trial. Now, could she end up inside a criminal trial because of what's going on right now? Yes. But as of right now, it's no criminal trial for her. She's just been subpoenaed to come pretty much see, you know, if they're going to be able to throw out Trump's RICO case or not with his whole team. Well, like 16 members or some members from his team that's actually, you know, on trial right now. Anyway, so I'm going to play a couple clips from y'all of just Miss Fani Willis, you know, talking about fighting back, snapping back, whether it be equations or just snapping back in general. Here that goes.
You at the place you laid your head.
When?
Has he ever visited you at the place you laid your head?
So let's be clear, because you lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth, Judge. And it is a lie. It is a lie.
So your office objected to us getting Delta records for flights that you may have taken with Mr. Wade.
Well, no. Look, I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
So your office.
Anyway, so as you can see, Miss Fani Willis ain't playing no type of games at all. So now I'm going to go ahead and read you guys a overview of pretty much just everything that happened today. But before I do that, I got to plug a charger into my computer. Give me 1 second. And I'm back. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So it says, Fulton County District Attorney Willis took the witness stand Thursday and forcefully pushed back against what she described as lies. Now, I told y'all, she said there's been a whole lot of lies against him about a romantic relationship with special prosecutor during an extraordinary hearing over misconduct allegations that threatened to impugn one of her 4 criminal cases against Donald Trump. So, like I say, a lot is on the line for Fani Willis, and a lot is on the line for Donald Trump's teammate, one of his people, right? So this is definitely going to be a big thing between both of those, whether she gets to continue to prosecute them or whether they just completely eliminate off there as well. And if they eliminate her off this case, who's to say that the other case she's trying to do, they won't say, hey, you know what? There was misconduct in this case. It's the same argument for these future cases and for these other cases that she's actually got as well, right? Anyway, so it continues and says, a visible upset Willis, who originally fought to stay off the witness stand, agreed to testify after a previous witness said her relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade began earlier than they had claimed. So actually, one of Fani Willis' ex-good friends, best friends, actually got on the stand, didn't technically get on the stand because she was on the computer, got on the stand, raised her right hand, and promised that Fani Willis and the Nathan Wade guy relationship actually started when she was working there, which was around 2019. Now, Fani Willis, of course, I believe she said sometime in 2020, 2022, somewhere around that time that's where it started, right? So, but her best friend is claiming something else, right? In which Fani Willis kind of went off on her on the stand too and was like, she ain't my best friend. She was my best friend until she, lost my trust because she's doing some snitching on her now, right? Anyway, so he been dealing with all these YSL snitches, the Young Thug snitches, all this stuff. But it turns out, y'all talking about even Fani Willis got some snitches on her squad too, or had some snitches on her squad as well. Anyway, so it continues and says, the district attorney's testimony grew heated under questioning from a defense attorney who's trying to remove Willis, Trump's 2020 election interference case. So, yes, that's when she was getting angry when she was going against Donald Trump's teammate's lawyer, right? With the prosecutor at one point raising papers in front of her and shouting, "It's a lie." Anyways, do you think I'm on trial? So Fani Willis actually said this to the prosecutor. She was like, do you think I'm on trial? These people are on trial, speaking about Trump's teammates. These people are on trial because they tried to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial no matter how hard you try to put me on trial. And that's what Willis pretty much told the defense attorney, Ashley Merchant. At another point, Willis said, Merchant interests are contrary to democracy. And he continues and says, Willis is expected to return to the witness stand on Friday to continue answering questions. So she's definitely going to be coming back. It says the probing questions for Willis and for Wade, who testified before her. And of course, he is the one that first admitted that they had got it on. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so it says, before her underscored the extent to which the prosecutors who pledged to hold Trump accountable are themselves now under a public microscope, with the revelations about their personal lives diverting attention away from Trump's own conduct and raising questions about the future of the case as Trump vies to reclaim the White House. So that's pretty much just saying Fani Willis has been trying to go after Donald Trump, but now she's the one that has ended up under the microscope. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so it continues and it says, the revelation of Willis and Wade's romantic relationship has provided an opening for Trump and his Republican allies to try to cast doubt on the legitimacy of Willis' case, which the former president has categorized as politically motivated. Other Republicans have cited them in calling into an investigation into Willis, a Democrat who's up for re-election this year. So a lot of people has actually been saying that Fani Willis is literally only trying to go at the gangs, go at the presidents, go at the full spectrum of people, is because she's about to be running for office again, right? And for office, and she wants to elevate, you know, talking about her position and stuff like that. So we'll just continue. You already know. So it says Trump and his co-defendants have argued that the relationship between the relationship presents a conflict of interest that should force Willis off the case. Wade sought to downplay the matter, casting himself as Willis' private people. So yeah, that definitely seems like a conflict. I'm not even gonna cap. It looks like that. It says there's nothing secret or salacious about having a private life. Wade said nothing. So the guy that the special prosecutor, who's Nathan Wade, which is the guy that Fani Willis actually hired to prosecute Trump and them, is now telling them, yeah, we may have done some stuff together, but it's just our private life. Like, we can have our private life, but we do know inside of America, I don't know about outside of America what it's like, but there's like strict employee laws and stuff, like where you can't, sleep with an employee or even be with an employee and nothing like that. But who knows? They may be able to get past it. I mean, we'll just see. Anyway, so it continues and says, Robin Yurdy, a former friend and co-worker of Willis, testified earlier Thursday that she saw Willis and Wade hugging and kissing before he was hired as special prosecutor in November 2021, which is a earlier date than Fani Willis. And also Nathan Wade actually said that they were together. So now there's somebody else, which was the former friend, that former best friend who's now snitching on Fani Willis, has now came in and she's saying, no. They've been having a little thing together. You know what I'm talking about? I saw them in 2021 hugging and kissing in a workplace. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so it continues and says, before they hired, so it wouldn't be in a workplace, but she still saw them hugging and kissing, right? It continues and says, Wade and Willis both testified that they didn't start dating until 2022 and that their relationship ended months ago. During a personal and uncomfortable testimony that spanned hours, Wade also admitted to having sex with Willis during his separation from his estranged wife, even though he claimed in a divorce filing that wasn't the case. So now they're catching him capping, you know what I'm talking about, and that ain't gonna look good on nobody as well, right? It's gonna add more to the fact where they can say a conflict of interest. Anyway, so it continues and says, says the admission and Yurdi's testimony. So Yurdi is the best friend of Fani Willis. Remember that. Testimony together threatens to undermine the prosecution credibility as they prepare for trial in a case accusing Trump and others of conspiring to overturn the 2020 presidential election result in Georgia. If Willis were disqualified, a council that supports prosecuting attorneys in Georgia would find a new attorney to take over who could either proceed with the charges against Trump and 14 others or drop the case altogether. So it's a lot on the line for Fani Willis, right? It's a lot on the line. If she can successfully convict Young Thug, which is a rapper, successfully get Donald Trump's team knocked off, it's just going to look like a great stat for Fani Willis. She's going to look like an all-star prosecutor, an all-star DA, if she can knock both of these off. But with this happening, this is for sure threatening the whole image of Fani Willis. Actually, her image has already been affected, but it'll be further affected if she's not able to successfully do this, which means on camera, on paper, it's just not going to look as good for Miss Fani Willis, right? Anyways, it continues and says, Willis and Wade's relationship was first revealed by Merchant, an attorney for Trump co-defendant Michael Ramone, a former campaign staffer and one-time White House aide. These are White House people. Of course, they're going to figure that out. Merchant has alleged that Willis personally profited from the case, paying Wade more than $650,000 for his work and then benefiting when Wade used his earnings to pay for vacations the pair took together. So they're just claiming she paid him and he used that money she paid him to take her on vacations, right? Anyways, it continues and says, Wade, who took the stand after the judge refused to quash a subpoena for his testimony, testified that he and Willis traveled together to Belize, Aruba, California, and took a cruise. God damn, they traveling, huh? All over the world. They going all over the world. All right, so cruise together, but said Willis paid him back in cash for some travel expenses that he had charged to his credit card. So she pretty much paid her portion back to him. And that's why in the trial they asked her, hey, did you pay him any money outside of a car? Did you send him any Cash App money? And when she said no, she said, hey, the only money that I ever gave him, paid him back would have been upwards of like $2,500 max, multiple times, but that's the max I would have given him at one particular time. So, and that's how it goes. And then continues and says she was very empathetic and adamant about the independent, strong woman thing. So she demanded that she paid her own way. Wade said, yeah, I mean, now that's believable. She is a black woman and most black women are very independent, strong women. So that's definitely something that that's believable. Whether the judge now believe it or not, that's something a black attribute of a black woman attribute, strong and independent. So Wade was pressed by the defense attorney to answer uncomfortable questions about his relationship with Willis, prompting objections from the district attorney's office. The hearing began with a lengthy sparring between lawyers over who must answer questions. Willis' remove would be a stunning development. Even if a new lawyer went forward with the case, it would be very likely not to go to trial before November, when Trump is expected to be the Republican nominee for president. At a separate hearing in New York on Thursday, a judge ruled that Trump's hush money criminal case will go ahead as scheduled, with jury selection starting March 25th. In a court filing earlier this month, Willis' office insisted that she has no financial or personal conflict of interest and that there are no grounds to dismiss the case or to remove her from the prosecution. She don't want to get moved from the prosecution. Fani Willis wants to be the one to say, I stopped Trump from interfering in the election and being able to run for president again. She wants to be the one to have the credit for doing that. It's going to look good on her resume, period. It will, right? To be able to prosecute a former president and his members. So it's going to look good on her resume for that. It says her filing called the allegations salacious and said they were designed to generate headlines. McAfee said during a hearing Monday that Willis could be disqualified if evidence is produced demonstrating an actual conflict. McAfee is the judge, by the way. If evidence is produced demonstrating an actual conflict or the appearance of one. So if the judge sees even the teeniest amount of conflict of interest, or even appearance of one, he's going to pretty much cut it, right? He's going to disqualify her. It says, he said the issues he wants to explore at the hearing are whether a relationship existed, which is, we know that's a yes. Whether the relationship was romantic or non-romantic in nature, it was definitely romantic. When it formed, The best friend says 2021. Fani Willis and them say 2022, 2023, right? Those questions are only relevant, he said, in combination with the questions of the existence and extent of any personal benefit conveyed as a result of the relationship, meaning the money, talking about when she gave him money, did he go and spend the money on her? That's why they were hammering her about those questions about the money, right? So that's just the overview of the Fani Willis case and what's going on right now. Like I tell y'all, this is something dramatic. They're probably gonna make a movie about this because just how dramatic it is, right? I mean, it's like a old black love story. Talking about you hire the guy that you got a crush on, y'all end up getting y'all crush on. Talking about taking trips together. You end up getting the case, a big case, which is an ex-president. You hire the guy that you once loved and got it on with. He tries to prosecute him. They figure out that you and him done did some things together, got your crush on together. Then they double back on y'all and get you inside of the the courtroom now, asking questions. And eventually, we're all gonna figure out if it's gonna be taken away or not, if she's gonna be kicked off or not, because for both parties, that's going to be the icing on the cake. Whether she stays, that's going to be good for her and her icing on her cake, where she can talk her noise, I'm talking about. But if she does get kicked off, I'm sure Donald Trump going to have a field day. I can already hear him. And did you hear about Fani Willis? She got kicked off, and not only did she get kicked off, it was a political hack. I keep telling y'all, the fake news, all the stuff that he said. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Anyways, let me know something. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this entire ordeal. I'm out.